त्वम् अगमशाश्वती समाः यत्क्रौञ्चमिथुनादेकम् अवधीः काममोहितम् गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम श्री हरये नमः। ओम हरये नमः। ओम हरये नमः। ओम श्री दयानंद स्वामिने नमः। ओम श्री तत्वविदानंद स्वामिने नमः। So we have to resume from shloka number 82. 81. 81. Sri Rama has gone to Sri Lanka and killed Ravana in a fierce battle. and fierce battle. So there was this thing, right? Remember that story of Arjuna in the banks, near Rameshwaram, right? That dialogue, that story. So there, Pujya Swamiji adds one more story. It seems Hanuman was asked after the Mahabharata battle, hey, you've seen two battles. Wars, what battles? Two wars you've seen. And what do you have anything to say about them? Which one do you consider as an amazing great war? So it seems Hanuman said most of the there was an old man fighting in Mahabharata. Old man was fighting. Means Bhishma, I think he was referring to. And then there was also a young man also was fighting. So Abhimanyu. Okay, those two was very, very good. But rest of the time I was only sleeping, it seems. Which means he's saying Rama Ravanayor Yuddham, Rama Ravanayor Yuddham Iva. Means what? There is nothing comparable to the fight between Rama and Ram. That is what Hanuman said, it seems. It is Puja Swami's addition. Anyway, so this war happened, Ravana got killed. We saw that. And then Sitam Anuprapya Param Vidam. So we saw that, where he was concerned about what people will say now. And so he had to address that. So then what happened? Let's look at sloka number 82. Tamuvacha tato Ramaha Parusham Jana Samsadi Amrishyamana sa Sita Viveshajwalanam Sati. So what happened? This Rama at that point, Tam, Sitam, Uvacha. He told Sita, Parusham. Parusham. Parusham means harsh words he told. Okay, harsh. He said, this is what will happen. And how. So I'm not going to guess what he said because for that I need to read that portion of the Valmiki Ramayana which I've not read. So what he said hurt Sita very much. And harsh by saying such harsh words. And what happened to Sita? Sita Sati. She is the Sati. She is the Pativrati. Okay. She's a Pativrati and she heard like this. That too in front of everybody. Jana Samsadi. In front of all the people. This is how Rama told her. And so what happened to her? Amrishyamana. Amrishya. She could not bear it. She could not bear those words. Okay. And then what happened? Jwalanam Vivesha. Jwalanam Vivesh, she entered the fire. She entered, she just immolated herself. We called Agni, and then she just entered Agni. Okay, that is the scene here. Then what happened? Tatognivacanat Sitam Jnatva Vigatakalmasham Babhau Ramah Samprahrishtaha Pujitas Sarvadaivatai. Then what happened?
Guruji, I think it is Karmana, no? The next
There
line.
is some other line, Karmana.
Yeah, 1 minute. I'll come to that. So there are two renditions. So let's do this. We will chant the other two lines also, beginning with Karmana and Sadeva. Okay. Karmana te namahata trailokyam sacharacharam Tadevarshiganam tushtam Raghavasya Mahatmanaha. So in your notebook, it may look like Tataha, then Karmana, then Sadevarshiganam, and then Babhau. That must be the order in your notes. Okay. You can just make a note that we are going to do Tataha and then Karmana.
Babhau.
Sorry, Tataha, then Babhau, Karmana,
Babhau.
Sadevarshiganam. Okay. Doesn't matter. It's the same thing, same story. So, Sita Nyatva, having understood the truth about Sita, and as what? Vigata Kalmasham. She is free from any all blemishes. No chance. She did not even touch anybody. She is pure. She is pure. Vigata Kalmasham Sita Nyatva. Rama knew, and the people also knew. Tikakara says Rama knew before also. Swayam Nyatva, he knew that before itself. He did not need any proof. But then Tikakara says, Lokasya cha tathatvam pratyaya. Means what? Even the people knew about Sita. Now nobody can make all these aspersions against Sita. Lokasya cha tathatvam pratyaya. How did they know all this? Tataha Agni Vachana. Agni. Agni himself said, no, this is, Sita is pure. Okay. And so, having said that, then what happened? Yeah. Then Ramaha Samprahrishtaha. We are looking at your third line. Okay. Ramaha Samprahrishtaha Babau. Rama became happy. Happy and Pujita Sarva Daivataihi. And all the devatas looked at all this. This is true. This is true leadership. This is dharma. This is what dharma is. Means dharma is not one-sided. It can't apply just to. It's not something based on convenience. And so Rama put himself to the test and Sita to the test in front of people. He didn't have to do this, and therefore he was worshipped. Rama was worshipped by all the devatas, and then Rama was happy. And then Tena Mahata Karmana Trilokyam Sacharacharam Tushtam. Tushtam, happy. Who became happy? This all the devatas, right, who are all Trilokyam, who are all in all the other worlds other than Earth also, including Earth also, who are all moving all over. Sacharacharam, Sarva Deva Rishiganam. They're all our rishis. They're all concerned about what's going on in Earth. Okay. Because Earth is where there is Punya Papa Mishra is there. Earth is very unique. The life on Earth is unique. And so they are very concerned about us also. That is why when somebody passes away, a dear one of us passes away in the family, then what we do is we have to pray for them. That's part of the prayer. And then we should also, they'll be worried about us also. They'll be worried about us also. Oh, now how are they going to? They will miss me. They will be sad, but I don't want them to be sad. I want them to move on and lead a comfortable, happy life, etc. Therefore, we should tell us ourselves also. Tell that to ourselves. Okay, I also will will appease my pitru, whoever passed away, father, mother, somebody. That I will also. I am at peace with what happened. They want to hear from us that we are at peace. Only then they will also be happy. If we are sad and constantly suffering, then they also will suffer looking at us. Therefore, this is important. We have to keep that in mind. And so, Sadeva Shiganam Tushtam. They're all happy. Happy looking at what? Raghavasya of Raghava, of Rama, Sri Rama, who is Mahatma, and Karmana, Mahata Karmana. By this Rama's great feat, not this Agnikari, by this whole thing that happened, and then ending with the victory over Ram. Okay, and of course, including the latest episode also. So Tushtam, they became happy. Okay. So some people say, of course, it was meant to reassure people. This because this is a sometimes some people don't like this. They don't accept. They think Rama. See, there is something called Uttarakanda where this is given in more detail. I don't think Ravana. I mean, Valmiki gives much detail to this. I need to look at that. But Uttarakanda is not written by Valmiki. So Uttarakanda goes into a lot of detail, and others say that this is a prayaschitta of Sita for using harsh words on Lakshmana. Like that, one Tikakara says. That's for your information. All right. Next. Abhishekya
What is Bhamau?
Salankayam. Huh?
Bhamau. What is it?
Babau. Yeah, correct. Babau means became. Abhavat. So if I said in Lang Lakara Abhavat, all of you will understand.
This is lit, huh? Lit.
Yeah, it's all lit. It's all lit. The Rama became. Rama became what? Samprakrishta. Very happy. Babau. I hope I covered all the other words. Okay. All right. Abhishichyasa Lankayam Rakshasendram Vibhishanam Kritakrityastada Ramah Vijvarah Pramumodaha. Then what happened? Then Vibhishanam is there. So Vibhishana is now should become the king of Lanka because all his brothers have now passed away. Ravana is gone, Kumbhakarna is gone, and then Ravana's sons are also all the big major sons, Indrajit, Prahasta, all these people are gone. And so the only guy left is Bhishana, the brother. And he's Dharmika anyway, so he ought to be the king. But now what happened? This Vibhishana had a misgiving, doubt. Because now I am king. I am not now the voted. You have to, if you are elected as the prime minister, that's one thing. But if you are nominated because somebody died, you become the prime minister. Then that's not the people's mandate. And so he had some jwara, anxiety. Jwara. And jwara means anxiety about this. But then Sri Rama convinced him that that's the right thing to do. It's time for you to be the king. Therefore, Abhishitya, having anointed Vibhishana as the king of Lanka, who is Rakshasendram, who now is the leader of all the Rakshasa Gana, right? Okay, go ahead and mute yourself. And then, therefore, Ramaha became what? Ramaha Vijvaraha, that anxiety has been resolved. And Pramamoda was happy about everything. And then he is also Krita Krityaha. Krita Krityaha. The Vedanta students, if you see the word Krita Krityaha, it comes in Vedanta. Okay. Don't bring that meaning here. Pashyan, Shinvan, Sprishan, Jigran, Ashtan, Gachan, Swapan, Swashan, Pralapan, Visrijan, Grinnan, Unvishan, Nivishan, Napi, Indriyani, Indriyarteshu, Vartanta iti dharayam, Naiva Kinchit Karomiti. So, Naiva Kinchit Karomi, I'm not doing anything because I'm Akarta. And there is Trishi Lokeshu Kinchana, there is nothing to be done. So, Krita Krityaha, nothing to be done, over. Not that Krita Krityaha. Here, Aham Dashagrivam Saprahastam Sabandhavam Hatva. One Tikakara is saying this. I have come here to kill Dashagriva, Ravana, and Saprahastam, because Ravana's son also, Prahasta and all, the dangerous people they are. So Saprahastam Sabandhavam Hatva. He had a, Rama is very clear, it seems. Tvam Rajanam Karishyami Lankaya. And Vibhishna, I need to. See, Dharma Paripalanam is Rama's job. Simply you can't kill and go away. Not like America. Simply go bomb something, then walk away from it. Bomb, walk away. This is not Dharma. Look, we have learned Dharma from these people. Go to Afghanistan, finish it, do some mess there, and then walk away. Suddenly walk away. And then give up all the tanks, planes, this, everything, and then we don't know in whose hands it is. No, no. He says, Tvam Rajanam Karishyam. I want to establish Dharma there. Okay. That is what happened. Therefore, Rama felt he was Krita Krityaha. Whatever I've come to do has been come. Very nice. All right, next shloka. Devatabhyo varam prapya samupaya cha vanaran ayodhyam prasthito Rama pushpakena suhrudvritaha. All right. Samuthapya. Devatabhyo varam prapya vanaran samuthapya. Hey, all these vanaras are all dead. So he woke them up as though they just went to sleep and then they had to be woken up. How could he do this? Devatabhya varam prapya. Well, the Devata said now, for no fault of the vanaras, they should not die. And so you'll have the strength to give life back to all the vanaras. Like that, Rama did that. And then Ramaha Ayodhyam Prasthitaha. Rama departed is the right word. Prasthitaha. He departed from Lanka towards Ayodhya. And then Pushpakena Suhrit Vritaha. On that Pushpaka Vimana. And Suhrit Vritaha. Along with all the others. And I don't think everybody came in Pushpaka Vimana. And the bridge is also there. Because remember that Nala constructed the bridge for to and fro. He said at least for both trips it will be there. And there is one story that says the bridge cannot be used by others. Like that, there is one view. Okay, but anyway, Pushpakena Suhrut Vritaha. Surrounded by well-wishers, he departed to Lanka. Departed to Ayodhya. All right, next.
How do you split the Suhur Dirzaha?
Suhrit Vritaha. It's one word, it's a samasa. Suhrit Vritaha. Suhrit is a beautiful word which means not just a friend, but a person who means well for you without expecting anything in return. You can say friend also. A good friend is like that. Sukhrit is that. That's a very unique word in Sanskrit. Sukhrit. And then vritaha. Sukhrit vritaha. So vartate vritaha. Along with friends, along with all his well-wishers. All right. भरद्वाजाश्रमं गत्वा रामः सत्यपराक्रमः भरतस्यान्तिकं रामः हनुमन्तं व्यसर्जयत्. Then from there he went to Bharadwaja ashramam. Who went? Rama. Sri Rama went, who is Satya Parakrama. Now Rama's Parakrama is very clear to everybody. So Satyam, he has proved it. No longer it is just a story. It's not a fiction anymore. And then what? Then Ramaha Bharatasyantikam Hanumantam Vyasarjayat. Rama sent Vyasarjayat Hanuman to approach Bharata because Bharata is waiting. He said, I'll wait for you. And Bharata, what happened? He said, if you don't come exactly within 14 years, I will die. I will immolate myself. That's it, over. Everybody is threatening each other. And so Rama is aware of this. Then therefore he said, no, immediately go and meet Bharata. Tell him, appraise him of everything that happened. And that I'm on the way. Like that, he Rama sent Hanuman to Nandigrama, where, some distance away from Ayodhya. Vyasarjayata, Preshayamasa, Preshitaman, like that. He sent towards Bharatasyantikam means towards Bharata. Go near Bharata means to approach Bharata.
Is it Bharatas Shantike or
My
Antikam?
book says Antikam. What does your note say?
Antike. Bharatas
Antike.
Shantike.
Antike also might be all right. Antike.
Even Hanuman Airlines, no? He went by.
Right?
He also flew Hanuman Airlines.
All right. Hanuman did not need a Pushpaka Vimana. All right. Next one. Punarakhyayikam jalpan sugriva sahitastada pushpakam tatsamaruhya nandigramam yayau tada. All right. All right. Tada Rama. Again, Rama only. Nandigramam yayau. Rama also went towards Bharata. He wanted to meet Bharata before reaching Ayodhya, Nandigramam. And therefore, Pushpakam tat samaruhya, Pushpakam samaruhya, having, boarded the flight. Okay, boarded the flight, Pushpaka Vimanam. And what did he do? Along with Sugriva Sahitaha, along with Sugriva. So Sita, Sugriva, Lakshmana, minimum, these people must be there in this Pushpaka Vimanam. Okay, Sugriva Sahitaha. And then at that time, it seems Punarakhyayikam Jalpan. So all the things that went, that Sugriva may not know, the Rama was telling all the things that happened. Okay? Jalpan, just casually talking about all the things that happened. Akhyayikam, the story. Because it's huge, it's a very big. And so, having said that, they approach or they're going towards Nandigrama. Then see, Nandigrame Jatam Hitva भ्रातृभिः सहितो नघः रामः सीतामनुप्राप्य राज्यं पुनरवाप्तवान्. When we do chanting every day, we do Veda Parayana. Our teacher or Swamiji would say, making a mistake is okay. It's acceptable. It's part of. But then not knowing that you made a mistake, that you can catch yourself making a mistake. Like that. If you catch yourself, at least that's pardon. So that's a next level. Anyway, Nandigrame Jatam Hitva. After having gone to Nandigrama, you should now imagine Bharata and Rama and all just unshaven and both head, face, everything. And so Jatam Hitva. Their looks are all, they're not like the look of a king. Okay. And so one Tikakara says, Muni Vesha Tyagaha. This Muni Vesha they had. And so they then clean themselves up, as they should present themselves in front of the people. And so, Bhratribihi Sahitaha Anagaha. So this Rama, who is Anagaha, who is free from all blemish, he is not done even a single act, Papa Karma, no chance. Neither does he have any Papa Karma also, because he is presented as a human being here, right? Therefore, Anagaha and Bhratribis Sahitaha. So along with all his brothers, Lakshmana, everybody had to change their looks. They're all looking like munis. And munis cannot. Muni is a muni. And so, Sahitaha Jatam Hitva. Jata, that's just a word that is used to refer to all the hair that has grown on their body. Then what? Ramaha Sitam Anuprabhya. Taking Sita along with him. Or having got Sita from Lanka, the Sita that he had lost. Then Rajyam Punaha Avaptama. He obtained the kingdom rightfully after the time. He followed stepmother's orders, Kaikeyi. He says stepmother, but for Sri Rama, mother only. So mother's orders it is. And then gained the kingdom. And you can imagine all the mothers are all still alive, very much. So Kaushalya is there, Kaikeyi is there, and Sumitra, etc. Everybody is there in the kingdom, except, Dasharatha is the only person who passed away. And Vashishta and all, you should imagine, are all there in Ayodhya. Now, this concludes the summary of Yuddhakanda. Okay. Now, what's going to come is a description of Ramarajya. Okay. Often we say Ramarajya, etc. So we can get an idea of what that Ramarajya is. Prahishtamudito lokaha tuштah puштah sudharmikaha niramayokshyarogascha durbhiksha bhayavarjitaha. So this lokaha means people. The people are prahishtamuditaha. They're all excited and happy. And tushtaha, pushtaha, contented. All meanings look alike, And so they're contented. They have everything they want. And sudharmikaha. Pushtaha means well fed also, well nourished. So there is enough to eat for everybody. Pushtaha, sudharmikaha. They're all following. They're all followers of dharma. They became, because the leader is like that, following. See, yatha raja tata praja. So that is why when the raja is good, automatically people follow in line. They love to do what the king does, leader does. All right, then what happened? Niramayaha, lokaha, niramayaha. That loka has to be brought in. Niramayaha, free from disease in general, but then next word is arogascha. Roga also is disease. Amaya also is disease. So roga, they say, is physical. Free from physical ailments and mental ailments. So amaya is mental ailments. Niramaya. So mental and physical problems, where people are free of that. Durbhiksha bhayavarjitaha. Durbhiksham. Famine. This shortage of food. Shortage of food is definitely a crisis in any community. And so here, Durbhiksham. So Durbhiksha Bhaya Varjita. Not only there was no famine, there was no fear of famines. Durbhiksha Bhaya Varjita. Okay, then Na Putra Maranam Kechit Drakshanti Purushah Kvachit Naryascha Vidhava Nityam Bhavishyanti Pativrata. See, now this grammar is changing. Bhavishyanti, Bhavishyanti. So Valmiki has still not written the Ramayana. Who is telling all this? All these shlokas?
Narada.
Narada.
Narada Muni.
Narada Muni is telling Valmiki, correct. So, of course, Valmiki is writing that Narada told me this, right? That is how we should imagine. So, therefore, Bhavishyan, now he is saying, this is how it will be. It will be like this. Like that, Valmiki has written. Narada is saying, right? So, how will it be? Na putra maranam kechit drakshanti. Nobody will see their sons dying, their daughters dying. Okay? Look at the way they have said it. Means people will die when in a normal manner, old age, jaraya. So therefore there is no fear of what do you call that? Accidental deaths. Okay, that is the meaning of that statement. Purushaha, they're not going to see their children dying, kvachit, ever. Then what? Naryaha, what about women? Naryaha cha avidhavaha nityam bhavishyanti. Naryaha, the women are two things. One is they are pativrata. They are all committed to their husband, like their husbands are committed to that one wife alone. Patni vrataha. And so what about them? They are also avidhavaha. They are never widowed. They are never widowed, it seems. And vidhava, vigataha, dhava, dhavaha, yasyaha, sa vidhava. So dhava, Madhava. Madhava. Ma means Maya, Devi. Mayaha Dhavaha. Dhavaha means Patihi. Ma Dhava. The Ma is Lakshmi. Lakshmi Patihi is Madhava. So here also Dhava is Patihi. You can say Vipatihi. Okay. Vinatha. Whatever. You can use that word. So that is what is the meaning of Vidhava. Vidhava means one who does not have a husband. It's a Vidhava. So women will never be widows. Nityam. This is how it is. This is how it's going to be. Bhavishyanti. Bhavishyanti. That's how it's going to be, says Narada. Said Narada to Valmiki. Because I think what's going to happen is Sita is going to come to some time to Valmiki's hermitage and then live there, and then Lava and Kusha is there, and then Valmiki is going to tell them the story of Ramayana and all this. All these stories are out there. Okay. And then one day Rama hears them, and then Rama comes, and then Lava and Kusha is asking Rama, "Who are you? And why are you here?" etc. All these beautiful stories are there. So which Kanda it comes and all, I don't know. Maybe it's Uttarakanda, but I need to look at that. Okay. So therefore, Ramayana is not written yet. That is why this future tense. Okay. All right. Nachagnijam bhayam kinchit नाप्सुमज्जन्ति जन्तवः न वातजं भयं किञ्चित् नापि ज्वरकृतं तथा. Very interesting. So again, bhayam kinchit nasti. Kinchit bhayam. There's no fear. There's no fear of what? Agnijam bhayam. Agnijam bhayam. This fear of these fires, forest fire. This is Agni, you should imagine. Fire is a threat. Fire is useful, but it's also a threat. And so that kind of threat of fire was not there. The fear of that fire is not there. Naapsu majjanti jantavaha. Neither there is fear of flooding, apsu, water. Apu means water. The flooding, cyclones, storms, all these things, okay? There is no fear of that. Also, jantavaha, all the people did not have that fear. Then what? Na vatajam bhayam kinchit. Neither is there fear of, okay, here, vata means here only you should bring storms. No, because vata is wind.
Hurricane.
Hurricanes and all the wind caused, wherever you find a lot of wind. See, wind and water, they partner. That is why we get confused. But separate the two. Okay, separate the two partners. And then, vatajam bhayam kinchit nasti na bhavishyanti. Okay. Napi jvara kritam tatha. Jvara. Jvara means all these diseases that are there, starting from basic common cold. Okay. Common cold all the way up to epidemics. All this COVID and this and that. All epidemics. Dengue and you name it. Chikungunya. You name all the main things that people are very afraid of. Okay. That kind of bhayam also is not there. Napi bhayam tatha. So this Agnijam, the water, fire, and wind, they are all what kind of tapam? He's going to talk about tapatrayam. Tapatrayam.
Adi Bhautika Tapa.
Adi bhautika tapam. So Adi bhautika tapa bhayam nasti. Then this one, Jvarakritam is what tapam it is?
Adhyatmika.
Adhyatmika tapam. Atmika. Bhautika. Atmika. The next one we should expect is what?
Daivika.
Sorry. I take it back. How can you say Bhautikam? Agni, etc. is not Bhautikam. Storms and etc. is Adi Devikam. That is what is Devikam. Storms, earthquakes, all these things, right? So that is Adi Devikam. Then Adhyatmikam. Now let's look at the next one. Na chapi
What is Majjandi?
Majjanti. See, Majjanti.
Drowning.
Majjanti is drowning. Literal meaning is drowning. So that fear of water, fear of drowning and all is not there. That means floods. There is no floods. That's the meaning. Correct. Na chapi kshudbhayam tatra na taskara bhayam tatha nagarani charashtrani dhanadhanyayutani cha. Now you come to the Adi Bhautika Bhayam. Okay, Tapam, right? Kshud Bhayam. Kshud means starvation. And Taskara Bhayam. Theft. Taskara. Taskara is
Robbers.
thief. Okay. And so thief means don't think the guy who comes to your door and opens the door is a thief. Even the people out there who are supposed to be governing us, they also can become thieves. Okay. So Taskara Bhayam. Either way, that kind of fear is not there. Kshud Bhayam tata Taskara Bhayam. So this is Adi Bhautikam. Rukminiji, this is Adi Bhautikam. Okay. First one is Adi Devikam. And that is why we say Shanti 3 times. Om Shanti Shanti. Adi Devikam, Adi Bhautikam, Adhyatmikam. 3 types of tapas are there. Tapatrayam. So to neutralize the 3 tapas, we say Shanti. All right. Nagarani cha rashtrani dhanadhanya yutani tacha. So the entire kingdom, Rashtrani, plural. So many kingdoms are there. Sri Rama is the king of this Akhand Bharat. Okay. And there are many states, like there are many states here, Rashtrani, many kingdoms those days. Within the kingdoms, Nagarani. Because each leader, sub-leader should do their part. Chief minister has to do their part. And so each mayor, governor, whichever way, whatever title you have in your respective countries, they have to do their part. And so Nagarani cha Rashtrani Dhanadhanya Yutani cha. They have all the finances are all there. Dhana Dhanya, food, supply chain is working well, food is coming, being replenished exactly where it should be, etc. Agriculture is in full bloom. So then what? One line we're going to read.
What is Yutani?
Dhanadhanya Yutani. They are endowed. Nityam pramudita sarve yatha kritayuge tatha. What a statement it is. Nityam pramuditaha sarve. All people were happy. Nityam. Not this coming and going. Seasons. Happiness, joy comes in seasons, Not like that. Nityam sarve. Yatha krita yuge tatha. Okay. All right. Like it was, see, already Ramayana is in Treta Yuga, okay, which is 2 yugas before now. And there itself they are saying, no, this Treta Yuga is not as good. Krita Yuga is really good, it seems. Narada is saying, Yatha Krita Yuga.
That is Satyuga. Satyuga.
Yeah, Satya Yuga. Just like it was in Satya Yuga, it seems. All right. Again, look at this. We are going to chant the next 4 shlokas, 4 lines rather. अश्वमेधशतैरिष्ट्वा तथा बहुसुवर्णकैः गवां कोट्ययुतं दत्त्वा विद्वद्भ्यो विधिपूर्वकं असंख्येयं धनं दत्त्वा ब्राह्मणेभ्यो महायशाः राजवंशात् शतगुणान् स्थापयिष्यन्ति राघवः. Okay, Raghavah Stapayishyati. Raghavah. See, Rama is going to establish, going to future tense, okay? Going to establish a kingdom which has further attributes like this. All right. Ashwamedha Shataihi Ishtva Tata Bahu Suvarnakaihi. Hundreds of Ashwamedha Yajnas, okay, he is done. Okay, Ishtva means having conducted, desired and conducted it. Because Ashwamedha, just like to keep our body healthy, we have to constantly keep an eye and then do so many things to it. You have to do exercise, you have to do this, you have to eat properly, you have to do your annual checkup. Everything is there. So like that, for a kingdom also, a lot of things have to be done. So Ashwamedha, there is a horse has to be sent, etc. That's a ritual part. But making sure the country is running properly. How do you know? How does one person who is the head of this country really know what's happening in my country? It's not an easy job. It's not an easy job. And so there are a lot of that whole, that is Arthashastra and all is very big, which we don't know. And so here, Ashwamedha Shataihi Ishtva Tata Bahu Suvarnakaihi.
Is it Bahu Vastra Suvarnakaihi? That's what it says.
Vastra Suvarnakai.
Bahu Vastra Suvarnakaihi.
Okay, I checked the Chandas. Okay, here Vastra is extra. It counts 2 extra coming. So you may want to check and see. I think Ashwamedha Shatair Ishtva. So 8 plus 8, 16. Without Vastra is when the Chandas is working out. So you please do your homework. Okay.
We didn't have between Ashwamedha Shatairištva, we didn't have anything else. Ashwamedha Shatairištva, Bahuvastra Suvarnakaihi is what we have.
Okay, Tata is gone. All right. Okay, that also can work out. Okay, that also can work. Meaning is the same. What is the meaning? Bahu Suvarnakai. Okay, by giving gold. Remember, this is all itihasa. Okay, and so itihasa, but also a poem. So there are certain things written in Ramayana by Valmiki that are poetic. Okay, that are not real, not to be taken literally. Certain things like Ravana's 10 heads should not be taken literally. But certain things should be taken exactly as literally. Like Sarayu River, you have to take Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, they're all the sons of Dasharatha. You have to take it. That's true. Sita was in Vaidehi, Vaideha. Desha is near Nepal, etc. All that you have to. Those are all real. People have mapped it out. Researchers looked into it. So, Bahusuvarna Kai. That means that those times where you can't even imagine what kind of a period that was. There was a lot of wealth, and so all people were given wealth. By giving wealth, by doing the Ashwamedha Yajna, Gavam Koti Ayutam Dattva. A Koti Ayutam, tens of thousands of crores. Okay, tens. I don't know where the tens comes. Okay, what this book says. All right. Dattva, giving away so many cows, not for eating. This is that's a Vedic society, and so it's meant for Brahmanas need cows. Cows is the kind of engine of the house, and so having given cows to all the people who need that, then what else? Vidvadbhyaha. Then there are people who are vidwans. They are vidwans. They are the teachers. They are the ones who study the shastra. What about them? Vidipurvakam. Yeah, to them only the cows were given. Who needs cows? People who are leading true Vedic lifestyles. All the Veda Padashalas. Here also Veda Padashalas. Some Veda Padashalas that I'm observing, they don't have Goshala here, but some of them do. And so we also support some Veda Patshalas who have a Goshala. Sometimes they will say, no, we will just have one cow because it's difficult. If I have more than one cow, I need to hire somebody. Like that one teacher told me, Acharya told me. And so it's not, cow becomes a part of the family or anything, any pet, even if you have a dog, you have to take care of the dog, So, but cow is a different thing altogether. So, anyway, Vidipurvakam, very important. All the Brahmanas, according to what they deserve. Ganapati means, well, you have to honor them differently than a person who is a Ekavedi. Chaturvedi versus Ekavedi. Like that, all these vidhi is there. Asankheyam Danam Dattva Brahmanebhya Mahayashaha. This Rama, who is Mahayashaha, whose fame is Mahat, very well known. Like our Modi ji is very well known all over the world. Like that, Mahayashaha, people outside the Akhand Bharat also know of Rama. Okay, what did he do? Brahmanebhyaha Asankheyam Danam Dattva. Uncountable wealth he gave, okay, to Brahmanebhyaha, to Brahmanas. Okay, then what? Raja Vamshat Shatagunan Stapayishyati Raghavaha. By doing all this, he is going to do all this, okay? And he is going to establish a kingdom which is what kind of kingdoms? Raja Vamshat Shatagunan. So, hundreds of kingdoms he is going to establish. It looks like one Akhand Bharat, but then there are going to be many, many kingdoms. And so, And he's going to, of course, have Bharata heading one part of the Akhand Bharat, Lakshmana, everything. Everybody is going to be in their own. They're going to start. They're going to start the job of governing the country, and so it's a major project here. And so, Tapayishyati. Okay. So it's see, these things give a clue to the prosperity of India. Why go all the way to this Treta Yuga? No, just 200 years back itself, if you go, just 1900, 1800, 224 years back. Just go to 24 years. And look at how India was prosperous. A lot of research has been done. And I took some time to study that. And I wrote an article long ago. And if any of you is interested, you read that article. It's important for us to know that in 1800, India's GDP was 23, 24, 25%. Today, America's GDP of the world GDP is 20 plus percent, okay, 23% or something. That means every rupee or dollar that I spend today, 1/4 of that is going to America. That is the meaning of that statement, right? And so that's how much trade is happening with America today. But then, just 200 plus years ago, India was like, so Professor Angus Madison, I had done that kind of research. He went back 2000 years. And so that then itself, India was prosperous. India was just, all the wealth was siphoned off from India. So that itself was like this. What to talk about this Treta Yuga? Bahu Suvarna Kaihi and all. Anyway, so this is the kind of kingdom that Raghava is going to establish. Stapayishyati. All right. Next, we're going to read one line. Chatur Chalo.
One question, why is it all in future tense? Only these two slokas.
You're asking too many technical questions, Maheshji. I'll admit that because I can't answer all questions. As I said, this Narada is writing and the Ramayana is not yet written. Okay. That's the answer. That's what I've heard. Okay. From Maya Acharyas. Only these two shlokas. Why means this is Ramaraja description. Ramaraja description here is only a few shlokas. And so we can make some guesses like. But you are welcome to read the Tika. There are many Tikas on this, Maheshji. It is all there in English translation. Everything is available. You sitting in your home, you can do a lot of research. Really, you can do a lot. And we won't have time. That kind of material is available in our fingertips itself. Okay. So what about, no. Why did you say these two shlokas? Let's look at the next one. Okay. Chaturvarnyam chalokesmin Swe Swe Dharme Niyokshyati. Very important. Very important. Okay, look at this. Further, Chaturvarnyam cha loke asmin loke, in that kingdom that Rama is going to establish. Okay, what he's going to do? Chaturvarnyam. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Let's talk about who they are. Okay, who is a Brahmana? I may take a few extra minutes. Okay, I want to finish. Let's finish this. Only a few slokas are left. Also want to leave. Brahmana, the people who produce knowledge, own knowledge, is called Brahmana. I'm purposely using words that we understand. Okay, they are the ones who have the capacity to know what's what. That's called a Brahmana. Next, look at this. Kshatriya, the people who have the ability to enforce dharma. Kshatriya. That person is Kshatriya. Means they are the ones who govern, typically in administrative positions. Okay, Kshatriya. They also own stuff. What do they own? They own weapons. They are responsible for defense and all the allied departments. Okay. Next, Vaishya. Vaishya, well, food is needed for everybody. And things are needed to survive. And so provision of things, commerce, these people are commerce owners. They own the supply chain of the country. Okay. Next, Shudra. Shudra, well, food has to come from somewhere, and that somewhere is the land. Bhumi, food grows on the ground. So the land owners are all Shudras. Look at this. Land owners are Shudras. That means what? Brahmanas cannot own land. Brahmanas cannot own wealth. Vaishya owns wealth. Kshatriyas own all the other things. Brahmanas don't own that also. The only thing Brahmanas are responsible for is knowledge. And so the wealth is separated from knowledge in this system. Look at that. A guy who has wealth and knowledge can be dangerous, can become dangerous. So that is how we have to look at it like this. Chaturvarnyam we have to thoroughly understand, because it's been maligned and all wrong words are used, and we are taught so many things which we have to just refresh. And so Sve Dharme Niyokshati. He's going to enforce. Rama is going to enforce. Niyokshati means enforcing and make people do what they're supposed to do. And so sometimes we wonder how would these people govern? How does the prime minister, what is his typical day? What is the chief minister's, what is her typical day? We wonder sometimes. And during COVID, we saw a video that went viral. Yogi Adityanath is the chief minister of a state called Uttar Pradesh. And the COVID is raging. There is lockdown. People had no idea what is a lockdown. Suddenly, 3 weeks shut down. The entire country shuts down for 3 weeks. And so it's a shock for everybody. And people are counting corona cases, COVID cases. There are websites where every country, the corona count is being shown. All this is happening. And this video goes viral. What happened? In UP, Uttar Pradesh, there's Noida. There is this city called Noida, where the number of COVID cases is growing. It has come up to 38. Those days, every case is a case, 38. So, Yogi Adityanath comes to Noida and then has a meeting. This is there in the video. He has a meeting with the key people out there, the district magistrate of Noida. And then Yogi Adityanath is saying, Bakwas band karo. You can see the video. Look it up. Bakwas band karo. Instead of taking care of the situation, you're pointing fingers at people. We had told you 2 months ago. Like that he's talking. Okay. This is called Niyokshati. This is what comes to my mind. See, people like that. And so he suddenly goes to the police stations, and all the police are scrambling because they heard that Yogi Adityanath is coming, and they're scrambling, and he goes, checks everything out. And then he's saying, what is this? Is this the living condition of the police staff is so poor? Is this the way to live? Like that he asks, and they're all scrambling. So this is how, that is why we've heard stories called Maruvesham. Maruvesham means the king goes incognito, correct? Incognito. That is the only way he can really know what's going. Otherwise, because we don't know whether he has trustworthy people also. So all this is there. So Sve Dharme Niyokshati is a very important statement. Next shloka. Dashavarsha Sahasrani Dashavarsha Shatani Cha Ramo Rajyamupasitva Brahmalokam Prayasyati. Rama is going to rule, it seems. You know how many years? Dasha Varsha Sahasrani. 10 into 1,000, 10,000 years. Plus one more is there. Dasha Varsha Shatani. 10 into 100. Another 1,000 you add to the 10,000. 11,000 years he is going to do what? Ramaha Rajyam Upasitva. After Upasitva, having ruled the kingdom, having established the kingdom and ruled it for this many years, Brahmalokam Prayasyati. He will go to Brahmaloka. Now Mahesh will ask me, what is Brahmaloka? So I did a little homework. I looked at the. See, I'm doing work because to answer your questions, I wanted what these people ask me all these questions. The stress, every morning I have stress. I wake up with stress. Brahmalokam, look at this. He says, Saguna Brahmanaha Vishnoho Lokam Vaikuntakyam. So this is called Vishnoho Lokam, Vishnu Lokam, called Vaikuntha. Like that, one Tikakara says. That is the Brahmalokam. We should not look at it as anything else. Brahmaji's Loka and all, no, not that. Okay. So this shloka concludes the description of Ramarajya. Okay. I hope all of you are with me so far. Next, we have a few more shlokas. Let's complete it. Okay. Now, Parashrutihi, benefits of just chanting this Ramayana. Okay. Chanting Sankshepa Ramayana. Okay. Not the entire Ramayana. Sankshepa Ramayana. Idam pavitram papagnam punyam vedaischa sammitam yah pated ramacharitam sarva papaif pramuchyate. Okay. Patet, yaha patet. One who reads this Sankshepa Ramayanam, Ramacharitam, the story of Rama, then what happened? And this Charitam is not ordinary. Idam Pavitram, very sacred. Papagnam, it removes Papa, one which has the capacity to remove the Papa. And Punyam, it is also Punyam, it gives Punyam. Vedaischa Sammitam, it is equivalent to the Vedas. It is equivalent. Therefore, if somebody says, hey, you are not, you are a woman, you are not qualified to read Veda, this, that, if people say, don't worry, there are other things also, women can chant, anybody can chant, okay? You don't need all this samskara and all not needed to chant Ramayana. So, Veda is just sammitam. This is what it is equivalent to Tulyam, Veda Tulyam, Veda Sadrisham, equivalent to the Vedas. Sarva papaihi pramuchyate. That person, that person is freed from all papas. Obviously, as we can see it when you read this, and reading itself is, these are the benefits. If you know the meaning and read it, imagine what will happen. It has to have an impact on us. Okay. Therefore, sarva papaihi pramuchyate. Next. Etadakhyanamamusham. Sorry. Etadakhyanamaayushyam Pathan Ramayanam Naraha Saputra Pautra Sagana Pretya Swarge Mahiyate. Naraha Pathan. When a person reads this, what reads what? Etadakhyanam. This story called Raamayanam, okay, which contains Rama's journey, entire story of Rama and all his people, Raamayanam. Ayushyam, okay, it bestows longevity. Ayushyam also it bestows. Saputra Pautra Saganaha. Saputra Pautraha. Not just for that person, but for his family, her family. Family also will benefit if that person reads the Ramayanam. Saganaha. And all people related to that person also nearby. Okay, kith and kin and all they say, you know. So all that. And then what happens? When they pass on, when they die, what happens? Pretya means after death. Swarge mahiyate. They will enjoy in a world. Swarga. They will all go to the world. He doesn't even say they will go to heaven. He says they will enjoy in heaven. That means by implication, they go to heaven also. Swargam. All right. Next, last shloka, number 100. Pathan dvijo vagrishabhatmami at Syad kshatriyo bhumipatittvamiyat vanigjanah panyaphalattvamiyat janascha shudropi mahattvamiyat. All right, this is in Trishtuk Chanda. Iyat is the verb. Iyat. Iyat means achieve. They achieve, they gain, okay, they accomplish. What do they, who are they? Dvijaha Patan Vag Rishabhatvam Iyat. So there is this guy called Dvijaha. Dvijaha. So these Brahmanas are generally called Dvijas. Because first the person is born, father and mother are the first parents. And then the second parents are the Vedas. Once he gets initiated.
Upanayana samskara.
Yeah, with that samskara, that person becomes a dvijaha. The bird is also called a dvijaha because first it is egg, then after that it seems like another life. For second birth, as it were twice born. Teeth are also called dvijaha. Dvijaha. Because initially we have teeth, then the teeth falls off, and the next time is when the teeth stays. So they are also called dvijaha. All right.
Also. Some kind of snakes also. It comes from an egg.
All right. Anything that comes from an egg is called a dvija. Next one. Vag Rishabhatvam. What do they need? What do Brahmanas need? They don't need wealth, this air conditioner and all. They don't need, really speaking. They need that Vag Rishabhatvam. Vag. Vag, the Saraswati must be there in the tip of their tongue. And so that kind of capacity they will get. Okay. Then what? Kshatriya, what he gets? She gets. Kshatriyas. Bhumi Patim. They will have the capacity to govern. That ability to govern will, so that patitvam that they will get. Okay. Then what? Vanik. Vanik means the Vaishya, the guy who is into commerce, into business. Vanik janaha panya phalatvamiya. Panyam apanaha. All Sanskrit students know the meaning of apanaha. Apanaha means shop, store. Apanam gatva, like that they will say. And so that pana means that buying, selling, that business. Business phalatvam iyat. They gain that capacity. Then Shudraha api mahatvam iyat. Shudra also. Shudra, the land owners, they also gain. Okay, Shudraha api mahatvam iyat. All right. This concludes, and we'll read that last line of the conclusion line. Ityarshye Srimad Ramayane Valmikiye Adi Kavye. Then these two words are not there in your file, PDF file. Chatur Vimshati Sahasrikayam Samhitayam. Next, Balakande. Then Narada Vakyam Nama. In your book, it will say Sankshepa Raamaayanam Nama. Like that, it might say. And then Pratama Sargaha. Iti Pratama Sargaha. Thus ends the first Sarga of Balakanda. There are many kandas. There are some 6 or 7 kandas in Ramayana, of which the Balakanda is one, the first one. And of that first kanda, this Pratama Sargaha, first chapter, okay, which is called Narada Vakyam, also called Sankshepa Raamaayanam. And then where is this thing? It is there in Samhitaya. It is there in this compendium, in this grantha, in this treatise. Okay, in this grantha called what? Which is Chaturvimshati Sahasrikayam, which has 24,000 shlokas, and which is written by whom? Valmiki, who is the Adi Kav. This is called Adi Kavyaha This is called Adikavyam Ramayanam. Why? Because it is written by Valmiki, who is the first poet. If at all anybody should talk about father of poetry and this and that, we might see in our books, this person's name must be there. Valmiki Muni's name must be there. So he is Adikavihi. Therefore, this Ramayanam is called Adikavyam, which is Srimad Ramayanam. Arshe. It's not an ordinary thing. It is bestowed by our rishis only. The people who have authored our Vedas only have blessed us and blessed Valmiki, blessed Narada, everything. So Asha Paramparayam. Okay, that we conclude. Okay, Ramayana. Thank you all for being with me all these days. We thank all our acharyas for blessing us to study the Sankshepa. Om. Om Apadamapa Hartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham Apadamapa Hartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham Om Apadamapahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om